Scorpios, is your heart broken? I see a negative cycle continuing. I see limiting beliefs that you're imposing on yourself. I see you weighing out your options as a result. But you're choosing patience in the face of this. And these are the cards that I've drawn to lead us up to your monthly reading. Okay, this is what we've missed, because you and I haven't had a reading in quite some time. And trust me, Scorpios, I have missed it. And all I want to say to preface this reading is I hate to find you in this energy during your season. And for a lot of you, it's just what has led you up to this season, because we haven't had a reading together in quite a few months. So hopefully a lot of you have escaped this energy now, but I see on the bottom of the deck that there's heartbreak here. This is the Alice in Wonderland tarot. Wonderland tarot, I think. Wonderland and Tarot, I think, is the name of the guidebook, whereas Tarot in Wonderland is the name of the deck. I love it. I love it. It's a choice that you're making, Scorpios, and the most frustrating thing for me as a reader is getting the intuitive knowing over and over and over again in preface for your reading that you will not listen to the messages that are found here. There is a negative cycle that's continuing, and apparently you're choosing to stay a part of it. So I'm going to have faith in you and say, I bet you have your reasons. It's just, it has been hard for 2 days for me to get to this reading as a reader, because that's what's coming through. That's where you are wanting to choose to stay. I think you know which option is heavier, and yet you're making the other one. That's what I see here. And I love you all the same. And I'm very happy to be back to our readings together all the same. Okay. We're ready, Scorpio. We're using a different deck than the one I showed you to start. We do have the Ten of Swords reversed, the Eight of Swords, and the Temperance card. And now we have the Strength card. The Ten of Cups. Okay, so this has evolved for you. Thank goodness. And I have a bunch of confirmation about that. This has evolved for you, and that's great. That's wonderful, considering the fact that the energies in your reading were so dark during your season that I put this off for about 48 hours. It is what it is, right? We're looking at the Strength card, so maybe a Leo, the Ten of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Cups reversed. So this was all based on the fact that you were trying not to miss an opportunity. So you saw this. There are Scorpios here who saw that they were going to miss an opportunity, and they didn't want to. They didn't want to lose out on what was available to them because of what had not been available to them, right? To you. So that's beautiful. That's amazing. And you were able to tame your desire to just be addicted to heartbreak. To just like drown in that. And you saw a new, fresh, physical opportunity in the flesh in front of you. I've been up way too long and I've been living on cold medicine for a couple of days, so I apologize if the cards are shaking as they meet the camera. But you get what you give, Scorpio, right? So if you had continued to just like wait on somebody, then you would have continued to receive the energy of somebody who was just waiting on you. You know, you're waiting on them and they're waiting on you to be something you're not, right? But you're not, you know, you don't want to miss an opportunity for something else good because someone else didn't show up for you. That doesn't mean that you're not feeling insecure internally because of whomever in the months prior to this turned you down or made you feel like you were wanting in some way. You weren't, they were. But they made you feel that way. In the near future, the worrying, the stressing is over. I think you are advised here to acknowledge your own self-worth. I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at about almost 7 minutes in, is self-worth. That's the advice that you're being nudged toward. You have a sense of accomplishment and achievement and confidence outwardly, hopefully not arrogance outwardly. You have a sense of achievement and confidence outwardly, certainly, and if it's arrogant, you need to check that because we always do. But you're heading toward a space where you're very aware that you have the tools that you need available to you to create the fantasy you seek. Take that in. Take that in. Take that in. Ooh, 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 the star cards underneath of that. Ooh, it's a fantasy that is a wish come true, but you must make that wish come true for yourself. Like Aquarian style. My favorite. My favorite Scorpios. Ooh. Woo. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So Scorpios, I can't tell you how relieved I am to see this energy for you. I meant what I said. Hours, days passed where I didn't want to do this reading because of these cards. You were continuing a negative cycle. You were stuck in your mind for a while. And when you weighed the options out, you chose the heartbreak that had been breaking you. You chose it. I mean, plus I don't sleep. You chose it. You chose it. You felt a calling within that I think some of you followed and led you away from that. But others of you just chose that heartbreak. And the cards were very much leaning me toward believing that this was my least favorite part of this type of work, because these were messages I was going to give to a group of people who were not going to accept the message, that you were going to hear it, but you were going to choose to stay where you were. So perhaps, for a lot of you, perhaps you've grown in some sort of karmic situation, or a situation that seemed very karmic. You've grown the situation into something else. You've grown into something else. You and your partner, or someone who might be your partner, have grown into something else within that situation. Because I see you stifling your desires that are not for your highest good. I see shared emotional fulfillment, and then your worries sort of deceasing, just you healing your own mind. You know you get what you give. And you are meeting your outer world with confidence, though you have some insecurity on your inner world. Some of you are taking a gamble. Because your inner worth, your self-worth is still not quite where it needs to be. Not every Scorpio, but those who are meant to receive messages from this reading, whether you're consciously vibing with it right now or not. Your higher self wants you to find and only engage in situations where you are able to get what you give. Because you don't need anybody. You have all the tools that you need to manifest what it is that you are working toward. If you don't believe that, the only reason why is the same reason why the Knight of Cups is showing up in your advice position. Only because you don't know your own self-worth, because you don't realize how much you have to offer. And that's another reason that it was really bothering me, because it's your season, you know? So for you to not feel worthy or like you have enough to give during your season, just... I want to use the word trigger. It almost triggers me. I don't mean to abuse that word, okay? But that's the word that comes up. And there's a reason that that's the word that pops up. It almost triggers me, Scorpio. It doesn't. And I don't mean to abuse that word, but it almost triggers me. Maybe because I see in your past position, the Ace of Pentacles, that you have had the opportunity to improve your physical circumstance, and you've maybe chosen someone else over yourself. You're just not feeling as wealthy as you are. Your inner world has the King of Pentacles. It's just reversed. You're just not feeling as wealthy and as physically fit as you are, as wealthy as you are. Someone sees that you are fit to meet your goals, or someone else feels they're fit to meet your goals, one way or the other. You have this Three of Wands that asks you not to be arrogant, but to be confident. And I see someone looking off into the distance in the future. So if this isn't you, then it's someone close to you. If you haven't been able to tame your lower level desires, your baser needs and desires, then someone has been able to, in the name of higher pursuits. Maybe a Leo that you're revolving around, Scorpios. Again, there is emotional fulfillment here. Your worries are quieted here. There is self-worth here. There is creative, emotional, vulnerable expression here. But whomever is expressing, whether it's you or someone towards you, they just may not know what all they have to offer. Or they may not understand what it is that they are offering, if it is someone else who's making the offer to you. But in your higher mind, when your ego is quiet, you know that you will receive what you are capable of planting and giving. And I figure that's everything, Scorpios, because ultimately we're headed towards you manifesting with your will, with your resources. And you have all that you need to manifest what you would like to. It seems very unrealistic to you because this is all about a fantasy of yours. You've been looking at what's far off in the distance and maybe unrealistic to other people, while those close to you have been making the more complex, intricate, maybe dull, seemingly menial plans to actually get you there. And that's your role in this situation because you're the star. You're the artist, you're the humanitarian in the situation who may have had some difficulty with some other partnership, but either way, that's what looking into the future looks like for you, is looking at the fantasy that you believe is possible. And believing in that possibility, believing in that fantasy is just as valuable and important, Scorpios, as someone who sees the plan, someone who sees the blueprint, like your partner in this scene here does. It's just as important. I think it's just that you've been dealing with some sort of loss. I think that's why you've been in a state of withdrawal. And you're finally realizing that with the 9 of Swords reversed. In the future, you also have the 5 of Cups reversed. So it's like you're coming out of a state of mourning, of misery, of wanting something that you simply cannot have. You're done worrying about that. You're done focusing on that. You're done allowing that to dictate your future, your plans, your confidence. Again, confidence. That is deeply affecting your confidence, your security, your ability to take advantage of an opportunity that has presented itself to you seemingly because you have the strength to quelch other desires that would sort of null that first opportunity, and yet you have these other emotional hang-ups that then catch you up later. But if you are able to push through that, and I think you need to enjoy the shared emotional fulfillment available to you in order to do that, then this self-worth issue simply begins to correct itself. That doesn't mean it's automatically corrected and your work is done. Trust me, that shit takes forever, okay? That shit takes forever. The cards telling me that I'm done dealing with that, I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. Like, knock on wood, please prove me wrong now that I've said it out loud to my audience, but like that shit just cometh up, okay? That shit just keep coming up. This is the beginning. This is very much what I see. It's very much how it presents itself to me, is that it's the beginning of you dealing with that, okay? But it absolutely is directly connected to you acknowledging that your worry, your fear that is sort of residing is your loss turning into acceptance, and the acknowledgement that you have all the tools to manifest what you need turns into physical independence, financial independence, very quickly. But yeah, in your advice position, it's still the Knight of Cups saying, you're very aware that you're not 100% sure of what it is that you're even offering to others the whole time that this journey of self-acceptance and worthiness of self comes to pass and comes to be. So, Scorpios, that being said, I think we should probably wrap up your reading for this month. I see the Empress card on this new opportunity in your past. So this is an opportunity to create, perhaps an opportunity that has to do directly with the divine feminine in your life, a mother figure, your mother, the mother of your children, etc. But I see a youthful divine feminine taking care of an older divine feminine, Scorpios. Whereas in the root of the situation, an opportunity to do such was likely withdrawn from, was likely missed. However you may feel about that figure in your life, allow the precise and impartial truth, not your very biased memories, to cut away the untrue, to disillusion you from, dissolve, detach you from all that which is fake and harmful and painful and unnecessary to you in your life, in your personal relationships. Scorps, it's like you have someone in your life that you have shared emotional fulfillment with, and you're almost focused on someone else. Yeah, it's it is like your ability to squash a desire is what's leading you to emotional and financial fulfillment and at least security. But it looks like it requires you to reason with, see sympathy for a divine feminine character who you otherwise may not. It looks like it requires that you move forward even though you don't know what exactly it is you have to offer. And it looks like you move forward again even though you don't know how to wield everything it is that you have to offer, all the resources that you have available at your disposal. So Scorpios, again, I'm just so relieved that your reading evolved and shifted from those first 3-4 cards during your season. That financial independence is yours. It belongs to you. Those of you who choose not to take that path and not to embrace that future, it's because there's a lesson, and it maybe is posed as a love that's more important for you to explore at this time. So either way, Scorpios, I love you, and I will be back with another reading, more messages for us just as soon as I can be.